It's day 17 of designing Animal Crossing Island in 30 days on hard mode. Yesterday, we worked on placing down paths in order to establish our island layout. Today, we're going to do more of that, but we also have some new things unlocked as well. And we'll get to that here pretty soon, but it looks like Marshall has something on his mind. He's spacing out, he has deep thoughts, thinking about moving away from Grimvale. I don't know how that's possible. He just got here. I haven't even talked to him enough to get him to like accept presents because he's been here for like 2 days or something. I don't know. Time really flies. It really is wild to me that someone who just moved here that quickly could want to leave, but this is hard mode. This is what it is. If someone wants to leave, the rules are I have to wish them the best. I'm devastated after all that, like being so excited, finding such a nice piece of property for him to live. He wants to leave already. We have failed him. We did something very wrong. And by we, I mean you did this. I'm not taking responsibility for this, at least not alone. I have a feeling it might be because he used to be the #1 villager before Grimvale was a thing, and now he's not. I mean, if you look at where he is now versus where he was, down from rank 1, he's rank 6 now. I mean, he could have ended up getting bumped from the top 10. So I would understand his frustration. It's just that you would think he would, give this place a bit more of a chance. I just didn't think, again, it was possible for people to leave that soon. I know we were kind of coming up against that here any day now. Like, I figured it had been a while since somebody, had mentioned moving. In fact, it's never happened. And I think it takes about 2 weeks to see that bubble start to get passed around from villager to villager. But I just never imagined it would be someone so new. I literally did not know that was a thing in this game. Look at the game trying to give me ire now to cheer me up. So yeah, I do think you are responsible for this. If you went to the website and you voted up Samson and didn't, give any regard to Marshall whatsoever, I don't know which one of you told him that this was a result of Grimvale's politics and trying to determine who is a #1 villager. But clearly he's taking it out on us. And so I think you should all look in the mirror and ask yourselves how you could let this happen to Grimvale and to Marshall. And I just got to say, I've never been more disappointed, honestly. You really let Marshall down here, everybody. Quick disclaimer, by the way, I just know there's gonna be somebody in the comments who hears me say that and thinks I'm being serious. So I'm just gonna get in real close here. I'm joking. It's a joke. I'm just kidding. I told you to do that. I have to take responsibility. Please, you can take your angry comment and put it down. It's okay. You save your angry comment for when I really mess up, which is probably soon, I'm sure. Look, see, I have an opportunity to redeem myself right now. Molly is sick. This is fantastic news. I have stocked up on medicine back home so that we can get any villager who's sick the remedy that they need. Oh, crud, I just took some. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to grab one and I saw take one and I got confused. Anyway, this has been very distracting. Okay, Marshall's leaving, Molly's sick. The plan for today, though, is to try and get more of the paths laid down. I wanted to say the rest, I just don't know. There's a lot of stuff already distracting me. So we'll get some more paths placed down and probably some design stuff too. But first we got to take care of Molly, who needs this medicine right here. One worry off my mind. Okay, cool, awesome. And she's giving me a plain paperboy cap. Look at that. I wonder if it goes with my little suspenders outfit here. Legitimately, I think it does. This is this is fantastic. Maybe we'll get appropriate shoes one day. Let's try to get back on track here after all of this devastating news we're getting today. I've gotten some points for hitting a rock. That's great. We can tend flowers. We'll absolutely do that. I'll do all this other stuff too. We found our weeds. We got our money tree fully grown here. We'll collect this. Gotta do the dailies, and I need to show you the new stuff we got. Checking the Nook Stop here for a new fence real quick though. And I'm sad because there were 2 new fences yesterday that I told myself I was gonna get when I was getting paths. I don't remember getting them, which stinks because I really wanted at least one of those. But okay, first big new thing we can do. We are now allowed to enact ordinances around the island, and I know just the one to get. It's gonna cost 20,000 bells. And these are our choices. I'm gonna go Bell Boom. The cost of goods on the island will go up, but so would the amount folks get from selling. If I'm not mistaken, the percentage increase across the board is 20%. And if you're doing math, that means, and if I'm right, that means that the 20% increase in purchasing, or them Nooks purchasing from us, means that we get to balance out the box in front of Nook's Cranny. When you put something in here that's supposed to be worth one amount, the Nooks go ahead and take 20% as a handling fee. Now, normally this would sell for 1,500 bells as I look it up here. Nook's Cranny right there, 1,500 bells. Flick would give us a lot more for it. But today the box gives us 1,200. So I believe that tomorrow when the ordinance is enacted, that will be back to 1,500, which means if I were to sell it to Timmy and Tommy, it would be even more than that. But I'm going to go ahead and just place these here with a few other things. And tomorrow we will sell the stuff that I just kind of place out here and get a larger payday from it. It does mean another day of not getting money potentially, and I am going to sell these apples. I already planted some. But that's not bad. We just spent 20,000 bells to hopefully make that money back and more, and so that's what I'm going to do. Speaking of selling stuff, though, our pumpkins are ready, and actually this batch I will probably keep because I've been talking a lot of smack about how we're definitely going to use these to decorate, and then I'm not actually keeping them to decorate with. This time we do that. We keep them, and if I need the money that bad, we can always get another batch of pumpkins. A third tiger beetle decided to investigate my tiger beetle bait, and now I have a third one. I'll just go ahead and put you right here. Maybe we get lucky and Flick drops by tomorrow. That'd be even better. I was also going to sell this flower. Faith giving us a new reaction. I'm also on my way to the next thing that we unlocked today. I have to cross our brand new bridge to get there. It's looking good. It looks like Zucker's burying bodies in his front yard. What the heck is going on here? Anyway, Captain's Boat Tours. That's the other thing we've unlocked, which means we're going to be able to actually get Brewster living on the island, which might give us a new daily to kind of keep track of. I don't know. Maybe I make getting coffee a habit, or maybe that just becomes one of the Nook Miles things I do once in a while. Either way, beach DIY for today is hanging terrarium. This is a nice one. It's probably, I think, indoor only, but still a good one. And yeah, right by Zucker's farm is the other, X in the ground. So literally all 4 fossils are just right here. That's so odd. I've never had that happen before. Oh, wow. And in the distance, I'm seeing CJ, not Flick, visiting the island. It's too bad. I absolutely hate fishing. I think some folks are trying to share some fishing tips because they could tell I'm very bad at it. And I do appreciate that. I always try and remind people with recording Animal Crossing the way I am, there is a bit of a disadvantage that I'm at because I'm running the game through a capture card to get the footage onto my computer, which means there's a very subtle, slight delay. And you don't really notice it when you walk around, but when you're fishing, it's just enough to miss a lot more fish. And that's a little disappointing. It is what it is. I'm not too bummed out about it. And if I really try hard, I can still fish. Most things I'll catch, but I do think there's going to be some that get away from me that are just the really temperamental ones, the rare fish. And it makes me not want to fish at all. If I don't even try, I'll never get the rare fish. So I know that's kind of counterintuitive. Before I harvest any more wheat, though, let's go take care of these fossils. And I do think Zucker's place is where I'm going to focus our path efforts today. I want to make sure that we have a good amount of paths placed down in general, but his spot is pretty easy and kind of almost finished. And by finished, I of course mean just with the way I'm going to lay out the paths. Let's go ahead and get our Brewster quest here. We'll offload these fossils. Today he's taking 3 of them. Then I'm going to hang Brewster's photo somewhere on the... I guess not. I said I was going to hang it somewhere on the wall here. We'll put it like right here next to the bedroom to remind me every day to wake up and have a cup of coffee. Then I can finish tending to the crops here, drop off our wheat with the intent to sell all of this tomorrow, before heading out on our very first Mystery Island boat tour. And these are always a good way to get some extra stuff that we wouldn't normally have access to, such as new recipes or crops that we haven't unlocked yet. I'm not seeing any crops on this particular island. There's also shrubs. I do like these. I think there's always a recipe to get. And then, oh yeah, gyroids too. Cardboard chair. Okay. Yeah, sure. I think while we're here now would be a good time to customize some tools so that their risk of breaking is reduced. Plus, I need to customize things today. And then we can go ahead and convince Brewster to come live on the island. He's given me a gyroid fragment. And I guess that's it. I guess he's going to live on the island. I believe this is also a gyroid fragment. Yep. Okay, cool. These are good. Because, again, we're trying to get 5 stars, right? So having the option to have, like, a bunch of gyroids would not be a bad thing at all. I don't want to spam the island with any one particular thing, but I do want to try and make excuses to use gyroids, like, as much as possible. Because anything that I have kind of needs to be fair play when you're so limited on items that you can place down. While I'm here, I'm also going to shake all the trees looking for furniture. I don't know if these islands have it. I think they do. And then we're going to hit all the rocks because, yeah, we are super out of iron, and today is just a really good day for iron. All the rocks I've hit today have distributed a pretty good amount of iron. I think this is the last tree. And yeah, no furniture, no bees either. So I guess that's not a thing on these islands, which is fine. One less thing to do when you're visiting these. As much as I love iron wall lamps as a, villager gift, I do think switching to fruit again is probably the way to go, just because running low on iron for this long has been a huge detriment to my progress. So I am going to go and give everybody 2 coconuts as gifts today. Plus, there's also a fossil in there. If it comes to crafting materials that can actually make us some cool furniture, it makes way more sense to just hoard those for myself. But I do stand by iron wall lamps as a good gift. I think they're a good gift under more normal circumstances. All right, so Captain's Island's behind us. Brewster is on his way here, and now I have presents to distribute to villagers. So I'm going to start doing that, and then we're getting our path tools out, and we're going to get some more paths laid down. First up, Zucker's giving us a wrestler uniform. Faith is giving us a Zen uniform. Sprinkle's not ready to give presents yet. Let me collect some points for doing some customization and talking to villagers before I forget, and we need some new tasks in here anyway. Samson, the #1 villager in all of Animal Crossing, will give us a delivery jacket, which is appropriate, I guess. Molly's actually going to give us some furniture today. It's a diner counter chair. I don't think Octavian's ready to do presents yet, but he's covered in fleas right now, so maybe that'll net us some friendship points. Get it? Net, because he's covered in fleas and I gotta use it. I'm sorry. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That means no present. Oh, come on. That's not what that phrase means. You gotta give me something when you say that. All right, I'll put away my spoils. Plant my first gyroids. And then give our last present of the day before getting back to work. Oh, we get a new recipe though. It's a spooky scarecrow. Yeah, I'll take that. That's great. And then I have Sherry's present, but you know what I'm noticing? All of these trees are lit up. As if I can, and fleas. Trees and fleas count as gifts. What if I give her a cherry tree? Oh my gosh, it's a whole tree. What? Is this a cherry tree? Yay, a plant. I'm gonna try really hard to take care of it. And I get a board game. Oh my gosh. Oh, did we just find a new use for trees? I know that if I give her the flea, it's gonna just end up in a little cage on her nightstand or something. But I didn't know you could do whole trees. And I don't think those are going to be furniture in her house either. I also don't think you can wrap them. So I probably lose points there. But she was very happy, very pleased to get the cherry tree. And honestly, the board game is such a great item. Like anything else, it goes in storage for now. But, here, probably tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, we need to do way more decorating. So we can just see kind of the stuff we have at our disposal at this point. And it looks a bit like this. I should be glad that I got the cardboard chair today because it looks like we're going to have to put some cardboard somewhere. And I mean, we got some Zen cushions, we got some seating arrangements here and there. It's a smattering of things, both big pieces of furniture and then little pieces of furniture, or little items, I should say. It's a start. This is definitely a start, but concerning nonetheless, because this is not enough stuff. I was hoping by the time we were ready to start really placing stuff down, we had a lot of options. Instead, this is kind of like the DIY island all over again, except this time I'm not allowed to time travel to get recipes. We'll just have to see if 5 stars is possible by the end of this challenge. I have my doubts. But okay, so we have our path started here. I'm going to get rid of these trees once and for all. I know I've been trying to talk about saving them in my pockets and giving them as gifts and things like that, but oh my gosh, it's just so annoying to have to juggle trees in your inventory. Like, I really did try, but who would save these? Like, why would you do that? Just plant new ones. Okay, so our path is gonna run this way. We're gonna leave a slight gap between the edge of the path and the water by going in one more and then turning this way. And this is me just kind of measuring things out a little bit. It looks like I've left one gap between the little farm and one gap between the river and the path. So this works out pretty nicely. It also looks like another tree is in our way. So sorry. I like how I specifically set these trees aside. Like the other day I said I was going to save these. And so I put them here so they'd be safe from destruction. And now they are the ones that are explicitly in my way and the most unsafe. Like, this path could run into those 3 trees. And if it does, do you know what I'm going to do? Any guesses as to what happens if this path in these trees intersect right now? It looks like they just missed it. Just so close. So close. All right. Well, I guess we won't have to find out. Now, maybe this path should have been 2 tiles wide. The more I kind of fill it in, the more I wonder, like, why did I make it so wide? Should this one have been smaller? But I don't know. Maybe this is where we make it 2 tiles wide. Let's see. Do we have room? Yeah, like we have a gap between the farm here and here. So maybe it kind of stops right here and then it turns to the left and stays 2 tiles wide. If we feel as though the path is a little bit too wide before we get to this part, I can always shrink it down later. Let's have it go right to Zucker's door. We'll fill this in, we'll taper the corners. And I think it also needs to continue going out this way because I have the campsite to think about. And I did say I was gonna do something to like designate a path over to the campsite. And this is probably the start of that. And I think it looks better too, because we have some space underneath that we're gonna decorate as well. So the path could just stop abruptly. Well, not abruptly, but stop right here. And then I guess I will have to design some kind of little step thing, you know, some little boards or something you can walk along, and then boom, you're at the campsite. It would be really cool if we could do paths on the beach though. Like that'd be awesome, but I guess we're just limited to custom designs. Anyway, let me pick all this furniture up. It looks like I do have enough room to do that. We'll get our wooden path, and then we need to decide how large this area is gonna be. But the idea that I had in my mind was that this is where people are going to be setting up to eat food. So it needs to be, you know, a decently sized area so we could fit a few sets of tables and chairs, but I don't want it to take up like too much room either. And I still want to have kind of a buffer as well between like the paths and the farm. So maybe this is like one tile too close. If I leave a gap, it means I could put like fences or even trees or something. So maybe we could do something like this, where we create like kind of a big rectangle. And if I want to put fences around this, we probably could. Maybe I would extend the wood flooring out to here if I did that, just so the fences could sit on top of it. It might look more finished that way. But for now, at least, we can place down the initial like seating area and then get our tables and chairs back down and see how we're feeling. So we'll put a table here, and then I think we'll put a table maybe right over here. Maybe we can scoot it in a little bit and then put a chair on this side. And then maybe another chair here. I won't do them across from each other because this is a smaller spot than I was imagining. Then we'll put a chair here, and we'll have to make another one to go on the other side. But this is kind of what I'm thinking in my mind. And I think this is pretty good. Even just if we do a set just like this and only add one more chair to it, this is still like walkable. You can still walk between it and everything. And heck, we could even put down our little floor sign again. Maybe kind of add it right here just as like a, oh, yep, we just mopped up. Even though people left things on the table, we've definitely been cleaning up after everybody, don't worry. And then we just need to fill it in. I also think we'll probably take this path that I'm working on right now and extend it out to the left towards Captain's Boat Dock, because that's going to be a pretty, I imagine, high traffic area. We might even decorate the beach over there if we can, depending on how much stuff we get. And it makes sense. It kind of makes sense. We're putting this big road down. It might as well lead to somewhere, offer some kind of product or service. Got ourselves a green balloon here. Let's see. Throwback Gothic mirror. I actually think I have one of those already. Anyway, the next place I wanted to give some attention to was up here. I've been thinking a lot about how the paths up here are going to look and feel. I always like to change them when I go to the next tier. I don't know why. And I do feel like dirt is like a good thing to use. I'm still going back and forth on this because I want to use dirt almost exclusively as like soil for crops, flowers, things like that. And once you start doing that, it kind of changes the decisions for what you're going to do for paths. Oh, we're getting some hybrids too. We got our first hybrid tulips there. Ooh, nice. Hybrid hyacinth as well. And speaking of flowers, I don't really have anywhere to put hybrids yet. I'll have to figure that out too. But I like the idea of having the darker soil underneath these little flower beds. And I think that separates them a bit more and adds a lot of contrast, which I like. But I also like the idea of dirt paths. So this is going to take me a bit, but I think what I'm going to commit to right now is putting dark dirt underneath these flowers. And then I want to put light dirt in front of them for a path that kind of cuts across. So I would just make a square like this. I'm considering tapering the corners because I always think that looks more finished, but because it's a flower bed and serving a specific purpose, I don't know how many like gardens you've seen where the corners of the garden are like rounded. I'm sure it happens, but it just kind of feels like because it's a flower bed, you can kind of get away with not tapering them. So I'm not going to do it. If you did taper them, some of the flower stems would be in the grass. And so that's just like, yeah, I think this is probably the right way to do it. But already, to me, that looks a lot better. And then we would take the light dirt and we would literally make a path right here in the middle. It'd be 2 tiles wide, which gives us a buffer, and it would just go across over to a bridge. And I think not even this far. I think I'd actually stop the path here and then begin, well, probably make sure I finish off the edge here. So it would stop there. And then I would begin taking path and putting it up here a little bit. This is kind of how I do diagonal paths. I start to make these little, like, I don't know what you want to call them. It's almost like stepping stones, but with path. And I do round these out. So there would be one here, and then I would put the bridge down wherever it's going to go, and I put another one. Maybe part of it gets tucked under that bridge a little bit. And that kind of like starts to guide you a little bit over to here without making a weird looking diagonal path, which you can't really do in Animal Crossing, which is disappointing, by the way. I think you should be able to do that. Now, this path has the potential to wind through the woods here. We can make it go over here. We can make it go through here. We could do all kinds of little tricks. Or I was also thinking it could just keep going straight up, and then we create 2 staircases, which is very expensive, that go like down here. It opens up the secret beach a little bit. You come back up, the dirt path continues, it's by Marshall's house, and then it eventually connects to the staircase. Or there's the option to kind of do a little bit of waterscaping so that we can fit a bridge across this part of the river right here. There's a few options to play with, basically. But yeah, these are kind of the thoughts I'm having. There is a very good chance, though, that I don't connect those 2 paths, and that would be abnormal. Normally, I do try and make the island traversable as much as possible. I like paths connecting as much as possible. This little natural pond / river waterfall looks so nice, and I don't really want to edit it to fit a bridge. But then again, we could just add a couple squares of dirt here to widen this a little bit so it'll accommodate a bridge, like a suspension one or something, and it would look nice over the waterfall. I think it would, and it would make it easy to connect to this path. But I'm not there yet. I'm not sold on that idea just yet. We'll leave that to future me. And for now, let's just get flower beds underneath all of these flower gardens. As I work on this, I'm also realizing that I kind of do want everything to move up. I didn't want flowers directly next to cliffs like this. The more I look at this, it's like one little bit of cliff that the flower would be next to, and everything else is still kind of far away from the actual cliff. Meanwhile, over here, I'm dealing with missing a square, and then also this flower bed is right on top of the cliff. So if I wanted a fence in front of it, I couldn't do it, stuff like that. So I might rearrange this, unfortunately, which is going to take even longer. It means I have to start moving everything up, so adding dirt, removing dirt from different spots. You're fortunate. You don't have to watch me do all of this, and this is the benefit to me not streaming this. Go you! That's great. But I get to deal with it. I get to deal with it in real time. Fortunately, the game is being nice and having all the presents float directly over my head, so at least there's that. 5,000 bells. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. Okay, it took a bit, but yes, I think that looks so much better. We still get our path, we still get all the spacing between everything, and now we have room to fit another yellow hyacinth up here and if we want it. We have all the room in the world to grow a few hybrids. And then as for the hybrids themselves, they need to go somewhere else so that I can replicate them. And I think what I'm going to do, not right this second, is create like a spot, like a little ladder maybe. Maybe this path comes up here and actually hooks over, and there'll be a ladder or 2 that you climb up, and that's going to be another area. But it's going to be exclusively for hybrid flowers that we are still breeding for other purposes. That'll keep this area nice and clear and give us a reason to decorate up top yet another layer, which is pretty fun. And now this bridge, or this path, is even more in line with where a bridge might go. So it might only take one little circle of dirt, maybe like up here, and we'll put the bridge here. It's going to be great. All right, I have a couple more tasks to do unrelated to building. We actually have to tend flowers, which I probably should have done while I was up there. I need to plant trees and shrubs, and I need to grow fruit trees. So, okay, we'll tend the flowers. We'll plant some shrubs. And actually, I think I'm going to do 3 on either side. This will be like part of our grand entrance to resident services. I think they'll look pretty nice with the Halloween decorations because they're yellow and orange, and then we got the red apple trees. They'll look good. Ooh, almost forgot this today. And then we'll plant some fruit trees. And once again, I'm going to do coconuts, and I think we'll just keep this one simple. I'll just do 2 coconut trees kind of close together here, and I'll probably do more across this beach, but let's just wait until it asks us to plant more coconut trees. I do want to decorate. Again, I do think it'd be fun to decorate around Captain's Dock a little bit if we manage to get some items like that. But all right, cool. So that's 3 more tasks knocked out, which does bring us to 5. Not to mention some one-off points. We got flower tender and shrubbery hubbery. This is an easy one to knock out. You do 20 shrubs and you're done with it. We also got It's Raining Treasure from popping 20 balloons. And then I don't know if this is necessary. However, I think we need to let Blathers know that Brewster's on his way, and then he's going to close the museum tomorrow to build the cafe. He said, I hear you. Yep. Okay. Construction tomorrow. I have a feeling if we did not do this today, then the museum, like, nothing would change tomorrow. So cool. Tomorrow, no museum. The next day, coffee. Well, stuff today took a lot longer for me than I was expecting. That means tomorrow's video, which is here if it's ready, is going to be even busier than I want it to be. So subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you tomorrow.